Hey guys, this is Tony, Indie Smokehouse Barbecue, where pit happens. Today, I want to take you to a place where you, yes, you, will be able to make delicious barbecue, mouth-watering and succulent. The kind of stuff that you yourself travel all across town and sometimes into other states to get something that's delicious. I'm going to show you how you can make it without an expensive smoker, without spending a ton of money. You probably already have a grill that's in your garage or rusting in your backyard. I'm going to show you how you can use any grill to produce delicious, succulent, mouth-watering, friends raving about you like you're crazy barbecue just on your small grill that you've got in your backyard. This is a barbecue 101 thing. I'll probably do more of these, but stick around. You are about to become a pitmaster. So first, let's talk about the equipment that you're going to need to become a pitmaster and to produce some really good barbecue. There's lots of options that you have. I have a big smoker, a Lang 48 patio. I use it for catering events and large family events. But I also have a Weber kettle. It's a 22.5-inch grill. Costs right around a couple $100, but very cheap. But you don't even need that. You can even go to like Lowe's and get one of those $49, $59 square grills, the Aussies. You can carry them around, roll them around with you. You can use one of those. Or even if you have just a very cheapy grill, you can become a pitmaster and produce some really good barbecue. I'm going to show you how. But take a look at my equipment first. You're looking at the Enterprise. Some of you know I'm a Trekkie. I love Star Trek and Star Wars and stuff like that, but Star Trek is the closest to my heart. And so my flagship smoker is named after the flagship starship Enterprise. This is the big boy. It's a Lang 48 patio edition, and I can cook a ton of food in this particular smoker. This smoker costs around $2,000, and it is what we call an offset smoker. And the reason it's called offset is because the firebox over there is where the wood burns. You put your wood and or charcoal over there. I use wood, logs. You put your logs over there. Your fire is in that box, and the heat and the smoke from that fire flow into the cooking chamber, and that's where your meat is. That's why it's called smoking. It's called offset. The firebox over here is offset from the main cooking chamber. Let's take a look inside of the Enterprise. And as you can see, the Enterprise is pretty big. I've got 2 cooking grates, and I can cook a ton of meat in this particular smoker. So this, once again, offset log. We call these stick burners because we burn logs in them. But this is an offset smoker. This is my big boy. Now let me introduce you to Galileo. Galileo is the one of the shuttles inside of the Enterprise and Star Trek episodes. It was small, versatile, could move around pretty quickly and get a lot of stuff done. So that's why I call this guy Galileo. He is a Weber kettle, and you guys have seen these. You see them all the time. They're on logos. You see them in stores, and there are even other models, other brands of kettles. You don't have to actually have a Weber, but this is a traditional grill. It's got quite a bit of space inside. Charcoals go down underneath. We'll talk about that a little later, but this is what we're going to be cooking on today. I'm going to do a slab of spare ribs and some Johnsonville brats. These are some of the things you're going to need to become a good pitmaster. And these are very basic, very simple items that are going to help you produce some really good barbecue on a small grill. The one that's rusting in your backyard that your dogs run around and the kids knock over all the time, and it's probably got rain in it. You need to clean that thing up and get it ready to get in the game. Oh, look at that. One of those little guys thought I was going to make some barbecue today. He's right, but he ain't getting none. All right, let's talk about the equipment. The first thing you're going to need for your grill to be fired up is actually charcoal. There's a couple brands you can get. I like Kingsford briquettes, and I like Royal Oak lump. I'll show you the difference between briquettes and lump. You're probably pretty familiar with charcoal briquettes. You've all seen these guys. Now, I would caution you to not go cheap on your charcoal. If you go and get the Wally World Special, Joe's super cheap charcoal, your cook is not going to last long. Those things are going to burn up quickly. They may even not light at all sometimes. But Kingsford is a very reliable and a very sound charcoal. And if you like using briquettes, I would suggest go with Kingsford in this blue bag. The other charcoal that we have is called lump charcoal. Look at that. Lump charcoal is simply pieces of wood that have been burned down into charcoal. That's what happens to wood when it burns. When wood is set on fire, it begins to burn down, and it becomes black and becomes charred, it becomes dried out, and that's what becomes charcoal. And as a matter of fact, wood like this is what helped produce these charcoal briquettes over here for Kingsford. All right, so this is lump charcoal. It burns clean. It burns hot. Sometimes it can burn a little faster, but it will burn hot. It will be burned clean, and it produces a lot less ash than these briquettes. The other thing that you're going to need are fire starters. I use these wood fire starters to start my fire. I'll show you how I do that when it's time for the cook. But you don't see lighter fluid on this table anywhere. Oh, it's not under the table either. You don't see lighter fluid. You don't see lighter fluid because I don't want lighter fluid taste on my barbecue. I hate to have that flavor on the meat that I'm eating, ribs or sausages or whatever it is. So always start your fire clean with some sort of a fire starter. The other thing you can do, this right here, is a charcoal starter. You can buy those really cheap in any hardware store or any place you want to go. But basically, you put your charcoal inside of this thing, and you stick paper under the bottom, and you light the paper, and it lights the charcoal. Probably in about 10 or 15 minutes, it'll all be hot, and you can dump it in your grill, and you're ready to cook. No lighter fluid. No lighter fluid. The other thing you're going to need is some wood chunks. Now, a lot of people use wood chips to give their meat extra flavor. I would say use wood chunks. The chips are so brittle and so small, they burn up really quickly. But these chunks, you put them on top of the hot coals, and they burn really slowly. So the smoke lasts a really long time. So think about getting you some wood chunks. And then, of course, you need some basic essentials. You need something to clean your grill with, especially if it's been in the backyard collecting dust and rain for a long time. You're going to need some tongs to move things around with, and you're going to need something to light your fire with. So, you know, that's basically the essentials. When we actually get into the cook, I'll show you a whole lot more, and I'll show you how all this comes together, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. You are on your way to becoming a pitmaster. So that was a little bit about equipment. As you can see, It's very simple, it's very straightforward. You don't need a huge smoker. You can produce some really great barbecue on your small grill. So you're gonna dust that thing off. You're gonna get it out of your backyard. You're gonna get it out from behind that old sofa that's in the garage, and you're gonna put that thing to work, and you're gonna become a pitmaster. Next, we're gonna be talking about the preparation of the meat. And I'm even going to show you some cost-saving tips there, because you don't have to spend a bunch of money on really expensive meat. The meat is going to come out the way you cook it. I'm going to show you how to get it done.